Whoa, 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 whoa. Before I start talking about the teams, I just want to let y'all know I bring it raw and uncut. So if you can't handle that, you might as well click off the video right now. I'm sorry. All right, so the very first team of this episode would be the Charlotte Hornets. First of all, before I start talking about anything that's happened with them so far this offseason, can we get a moment of silence? All right, that's enough because I don't think they deserve that much, to be honest, because this is really pathetic, to be honest. How can you have Kimba for all these years and not get any pieces to come along with him to be like, okay, maybe we should try to go to the finals this year instead of going below 500 every year? It doesn't make any sense to me. Like, what is MJ doing in the front office? Like, I guess just because you're good at basketball doesn't mean that you're good at picking out talent. That's a lesson for people out there. I don't know. But the best thing that's happened to them all offseason signing Rozier. Rozier is a borderline star, not a superstar, but he's really good to me at least. People have their own opinions, and Rozier he could be great for them. Well, obviously he's their best player now anyway, since Kimba's gone. Um, they went 39-43 last year, finished in the ninth spot. Another year not making the playoffs, and that's not going to change because Rozier's there. Let's be real. He's good, but he's not I'm taking you to the playoffs type of player. No. Plus, he doesn't even have that much help because they lost Jeremy Lamb too. And who is he going to look to? Nicholas Batum? Yeah, please, you can stop with that. I don't even have much to say about them. This is just awful. I feel it's really disgraceful, to be honest. It's just L after L after L, but maybe they can recoup in the future, and I don't know. I just hope the best for them, I guess. But right as of right now, this franchise is seriously pathetic. Next year, I got them at 18-64. I tried to be a little lenient because of Terry Rozier, but I'm not even like sure that they will even get that many wins because if you look at this roster, the team sucks. It really does. It's sad. I'm done. I'm done talking bad on their name though. I'm okay. The Memphis Grizzlies are a roller coaster. Grayson Allen is from Duke, and I'm a huge Duke fan. I have been for several years, but I don't understand where he gets all this dirty, I want to hit you type stuff from. Like, why can't he just go out there and show his skill and all that? It's really frustrating for me to be a fan of him and he's doing all this because I don't support that type of stuff. But other than that, other than all the stuff he has going on, Josh Jackson got arrested at Rolling Loud. If you want to know what it was about, you can look it up because it's all over the internet. But it's stupid, to be honest. It's stupid. I don't even want to talk about it anymore. They lost Mike Conley, who's very underrated in my opinion. He has been for years. I just wish he could stay healthy a little bit more. But I think Utah, I think Utah will be really good because I believe he'll be motivated. Um, they got John Morant out the draft. He really looks like he has a bright future. John Morant he's a beast. He can score. He can do about it all. We just don't know about his defense. But who plays defense in the NBA anymore, except for like Kawhi and Paul George and a few other people. But most people are focused on offense. Tyus Jones, I think he can start a career that he never really started, to be honest. And Minnesota, he came off the bench, scored a few points here and there, but with him coming out of Duke and winning a national championship, all that, I think he can be really good if he gets the opportunity. And I think he'll seize that opportunity if he gets it. Jonas Valanciunas, he's decent. I don't really have much to say about him. He's probably still salty that he got traded from the Raptors, and they traded him and won a championship. Um, Joakim Noah could probably resurrect him, so you never know. He's one of those players that you just keep being optimistic about. People are because they're like maybe next year he can come back, maybe. because we see Derrick Rose doing it, so we're like, anybody can do it now. Love Derrick Rose, by the way. Kyle Anderson's a good piece. He came from the Spurs. He's a good all around player. He's pretty slow on his feet though, but he can get it done. Dylan Brooks is getting, but he's better. He's getting better by the year. He's a scorer pretty much. Justin Holiday, I don't really know what to say about Justin Holiday. I just know he played for the Bulls and that he's Drew Holiday's brother. I'm sorry about that. But yeah, Drew Holiday is really substantially better than him. We all know that. But Justin Holiday, he might shock me. But last year they were 33 and 49. Next year I got him at 20 and 62. Like I said about the Hornets, I don't even know if they can get that many wins because I don't see them being that good, to be honest. They don't have anybody really. Jonas Valanciunas is probably their best player. Yeah, they signed Jerk Crowder, but he's not better than Jonas Valanciunas. All right, time to wake up because Pelicans could definitely be one of those teams that shock you and get an A spot next year. That's not like a big deal, but they got a really good young core, and they signed Redick, who's a dynamite shooter. Derek Favors, decent player. I wish they would get Jahlil Okafor a chance though. I just wish somebody would play him. Like, dang, you got all this talent sitting on the bench. Like, he can come out there and give you 16 and 7 at least. Like, he can do that. He's skilled enough to do it. They have Drew Holiday. He can clamp you up and give you buckets. He's one of the best two-way players in the league. I don't think anybody can argue me on that. They'd be stupid too. Zion Williamson, in my opinion, Zion Williamson, he has to lose a little bit of weight. I know he can jump out the gym, and like I said before, I'm a huge Duke fan, so I have faith in him, and I pretty much know and I'm set on that he will be a good player in this league, but he has to lose weight first. I think he's overweight because those knee problems, they can be serious. The only players that really have knee problems and are really skilled that I could think of right off the top of my head are Kyrie and Russell Westbrook. But he's taller, but the main thing is that weight he has to cut down. But other than him, Etuan Moore, he can shoot, man. He can really shoot. He's gonna be good with Redick. You gotta watch those two together because Etuan Moore, he can't get as hot as Redick, but they can shoot the lights out. Both of them can. But they lost AD. But hey, I think they got a great trade because they got Lonzo Ball. He's a great passing point guard, defense, all that. He can't shoot. We all know that. He can't shoot free throws either. Josh Hart can score. He can do it all. I don't know about the defense, but like I said before, we don't really focus on defense. We focus on if you getting these buckets or not. Ingram, he's the opposite from Zion Williamson in my opinion. He needs to put on weight instead of lose some. I think he's a little bit too skinny. He's skilled and maybe play with a little more energy. He seems lazy to me sometimes, but other than that, I think this team can get a spot. I don't know where I would put their next year standings at. Like win wise, last year they were 33 and 49. I got them between like 45 and 48 wins. I don't know. I think they'll just get enough to get the A spot, to be honest. Other than that, I don't have anything else to say about the Pelicans. Watch out for them. The Miami Heat might end up having one of the most problematic locker rooms of all 30 teams in the NBA because of Jimmy Butler. I know Jimmy Butler is good, really good. One of the best two-way players in the league, and I can't give him enough credit. But from all these reports and these teams that he goes from, and he just destroys things apparently. Good player, bad attitude is what I get from it. Like I said, respect to him, but I don't know how he's gonna work with all these people, especially since he's a star. He might put himself before other people. Now, maybe the reports could be false because reporters do tell lies. We know that. There is false information that comes out. We also know that. But you never know. We'll just have to see what happens. But from a skill standpoint, with him, Deion Waiters coming back, Bam, Dragic, uh, Tyler Hero, because he's definitely gonna get playing time because he is killing it in this. He was killing it in the summer league. He gave everybody buckets that was guarding him. Uh, Derrick Jones Jr., high flyer. Olynyk, he's always been pretty decent to me. He's never pushed it to the next level, but I think he can work out with them skill wise. Winslow is pretty good too. Um, but yeah, from a skill standpoint, I think all these can fit together. I think my main concern is the locker room. And definitely, if they somehow get CP3, I know the reports came out a few days ago to say that OKC is planning on keeping CP3. But if he does get traded there, CP3 and Jimmy Butler in the same locker room will not work in my prediction at all. Yeah, maybe if they trade for Bradley Beal, he might work out with Jimmy Butler. But as far as I know from Jimmy Butler, he just destroys things. Good player, but I don't know. I'll have to stay optimistic about this team. I know they'll be a playoff team because they have too much talent, too much to not be a playoff team. But yeah, Miami Heat. Watch out for them. Watch the reports because it might be a lot of drama next year. Man, the Brooklyn Nets. They've had a great offseason to say the least. I think all basketball fans know that. They signed the Snake. Kevin Durant. Signed Kyrie Irving, Wilson Chandler, DeAndre Jordan, Taurean Prince. I've never watched Taurean Prince play because I don't watch the Hawks. The Hawks suck. People only care about Trae Young. But anyway, yeah, I've never watched Taurean Prince play, so I don't know what he can bring to the team. DeAndre Jordan, I know he can bring rebounding and some defense, maybe. I just want to see him play a little bit better on the offensive end. And him and Kyrie could be a dynamic duo, to be honest. Wilson Chandler, he's decent. I've also never watched a lot of him, but I know he can give you about 16 points a game. And that's a really good piece for a team like this, especially since they're like predicated on offense because every big name on their team is an offensive player, to be honest, except for like Jared Allen. But hopefully he's working and he can get a better offensive game. But hey, even if he doesn't, as long as he can play defense, that'll be important because defense is important. You can't just outscore everybody. The Rockets try to, but it doesn't work all the time. You see how they do in the playoffs. But yeah, Dinwiddie's a bucket. Joe Harris can shoot. I think Jalen Hands could potentially be a great future player. I don't know how much opportunity he would get on this team because there's so many guards. Didn't even realize they had this many guards. This is ridiculous. I don't know how their lineup is going to be. I don't know who's going to start on other than Kyrie and DeAndre Jordan. I have no idea what their starting lineup could be. But anyway, last year they finished 42-40. I got them at 51 wins this year. That's simply because KD isn't in the lineup for next year because he ruptured his Achilles. But once he comes back, I think they'll be about close to 60 wins, like 57 to 60 wins, maybe even more than that because they're in the East. And KD and Kyrie are friends, and friends can always work stuff out if it's real. I think people know that. So they'll click well when he gets back. But yeah, I got them at 51 and 31 for next year. I predict they'll go out Hornets, I ain't gonna say Eastern Conference Finals. I gotta see how the season plays out first before I do anything like that. As of right now, they look like a second round team. Maybe Eastern Conference Finals though. You never know. Anything is possible, but yeah, Brooklyn Nets, they're going to be a team to watch next year. Last but not least for episode 1, the San Antonio Spurs. I don't think Greg Popovich can ever stop being great. Like, he takes like your dad and 2 of my uncles and gets them into a playoff spot. Like, he can literally take anybody and make it work. I don't know what they have in their organization, but they are some great teachers. They made Derek White a really good player. Like, the man was having 30-point games in the playoffs, and he's young. Nobody really knew who he was. Well, at least I didn't. Maybe other people knew him from college, but I didn't know who he was until he started dropping 30s on people in the playoffs. And I'm like, who is this dude? And plus, I watch a lot of Undisputed, and Skip Bayless is a Spurs fan, so I've heard his name from him. But other than that, I didn't know like how good the kid was or anything like that. But the Spurs, I don't think you can really say they had a good or a bad offseason because they didn't lose anybody, but shoot, they can get anybody and make it good. So you don't know if they had a good offseason or a bad offseason. But I'm just going to pick one because I want to pick either good or bad. I'm going to say good because they didn't lose anybody. They signed DeMar Carroll. He's pretty good, pretty decent. Trey Lyles, I don't know what they were thinking about Trey Lyles, but like I said, they can take anybody and make it good. So shoot, maybe he comes out and give them 10-5, and I think that's the most he's ever averaged in his career if he did something like that. But shoot, I don't know. All these other pieces like LaMarcus Aldridge, Marco Bellinelli, DeMar DeRozan, their star, Rudy Gay, Patty Mills. Patty Mills is going to be giving people buckets until he's like 60 years old. Come on now. Jakob Pertl, Murray, and Derek White, of course, like I said earlier. But I don't know, man. I don't even know like where to place them because I just know they'll be a playoff team because of Greg Popovich. But they're always a team you have to watch for, always, no matter who. Like I said, they can have your dad and 2 of my uncles, and they could be the 5th seed. I don't know. Just watch out for the Spurs because they will be good again. The greatness is not stopping now.